The federal government has spent more on debt servicing during the first 4 months of this year than it did in revenue, making Nigeria's debt service to revenue ratio the highest in the world. This is according to the Economist Intelligence Unit (EIU). According to the draft 2023 to 2025 Medium-Term Expenditure Framework and Fiscal Strategy paper delivered by the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning Zainab Ahmed on July 21st, Nigeria's federal government debt service payments in the first 4 months of 2022 totaled 1.9 trillion naira, exceeding its total revenue of 1.6 trillion naira. Due to this, the EIU predicted that Nigeria's deficit for 2022 would now exceed 6% of the GDP. The EIU stated that it is important that Nigeria's debt service to revenue ratio has reached such high levels, not only because it highlights the nation's unsustainable fiscal policy, but also because it highlights the government's resistance to changing policy. According to the Millennium Development Goals, Sustainable Development Goals (MDGs, SDGs), the conditional grant schemes contributed 24.45 billion naira to 23 states and the Federal Capital Territory. This was revealed by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on SDGs, Adejoke Orelupe Adefulure, at the 45th Ministerial Media Briefing hosted by the Presidential Communications Team at the Presidential Villa in Abuja on Thursday. The grants, according to Orelupe Adefulure, were targeted at education, health, water and sanitation projects aimed at carrying out pro-poor projects in consultative manner with the beneficiaries. She added that the grants were meant to serve as an incentive to invest more of their resources into areas of national development priorities. The money was used to build 732 water and sanitation facilities, 494 healthcare facilities, and 616 educational institutions. In accordance with President Biden's recent commitment at the G7 Leaders Summit in Germany to safeguard the most vulnerable countries from a worsening global food crisis, the United States will contribute an additional $55 million to assisting Nigerians with food security. According to the U.S. Embassy, the funding would be managed by the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, through its programs for agricultural, nutrition, and humanitarian help, and the money will be used to aid Nigeria's most disadvantaged communities who have been negatively impacted by rising food, fuel, and fertilizer costs, promptly address their economic, food, and nutrition requirements. The commitment of the United States and the American people to enhancing the economic security and food security of all Nigerians was underlined by the U.S. Ambassador to Nigeria, Mary Beth Leonard. With the help of this funding program, the U.S. will have spent more than $5.6 billion fighting the global food security crisis since the beginning of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. That's all for business news. I am Chamun Dabing.